Okay, hello, hi student, good evening. So now what we are discussing in last lecture is about the difference between electrical component and the electronics component. What make the electronic component different from electrical component? Okay, so we are seeing that. So let us say this is what electrical component, and this is electronic component. Okay, so this is electrical component like resistor. We have seen this is inductor, and this is capacitor, and here you can see transformer. These all are what? Electrical component: resistor, inductor, capacitor. Here is a voltage V positive, negative, V positive, negative, V positive, negative. Okay, so these are the electrical component, and here we are seeing electronic component. These are what? Diode. If you see this diode, and this is our transistor, and this is what? MOSFET. This is MOSFET. So these are the voltage supply that we are giving to this device. So, and this is my gate, source, drain. This is base, this is collector, this is emitter. Now you see here, in this case, as we have seen there, the current passing through this resistor, and here the current passing through diode, this ID, this is positive, this is negative, and the voltage drop is what? VD positive voltage drop across what? Diode. Let us say this what voltage drop across the diode is how much? This is break-in voltage. If you see cut-in voltage, that is 0.7 volt across the diode, after which the diode will get turn on, and this is drain current ID. So now if you see here, this voltage V positive, negative, that we have applied across the diode, if we change the polarity of this voltage like that, as we did in case of what? Electrical component, that is resistor. We have seen in case of resistor what? The magnitude of current is V equal to IR in both case. What? By changing the polarity of what? Voltage also. Before changing the polarity, we are getting the same amount of what? Magnitude of current, and after changing the polarity of voltage, we are getting the same amount of current in case of electrical component. If you see here, electronic component, before changing the polarity, this is V positive, negative, means positive connected to p-type material and negative connected to n-type. So it become forward wise, and it will give us what? Current ID is equal to I naught into e to the power how much? VD by eta VT minus 1. Okay, so this is in the order of milliampere. So this is in case of forward wise. Now we are going to change the polarity of this voltage across the diode. Is if we take this negative, this positive, it become what? It become reverse bias. Okay, so it is in forward bias. So this voltage positive, negative, forward bias, this negative, positive, it become reverse bias, because here negative connected to n-type, negative connected to p-type, and positive terminal connected to n-type, and it become reverse bias. So in case of reverse bias, VD become negative, and here when VD become negative, this factor will become very small. So therefore the diode current is almost equal to what? Minus I naught. Okay, so which is in the order of what? Nanoampere in case of silicon material. So therefore the magnitude of current is I naught, which is in the order of nanoampere. After what? After changing the polarity of voltage. Polarity of voltage, if you see here, huge amount of change, but in case of electrical component, by changing the polarity of voltage, there is no change, or there is huge amount of change. So therefore we are getting different output across the electronic component after changing the polarity. This is the beauty of electronic component as compared to electrical component. Like in BJT, you can see here, in case of BJT, if I will make this base positive with respect to emitter, base is positive, emitter is negative, so it is in what bias? Forward bias. What bias? Forward bias. And if I will make it positive and negative, this is n type, this is p type, this is n type, so it also become forward bias. So this is also, both are in forward bias, means it is in saturation, mode. So therefore it act like what? Switch on. Okay, so now if I will change one polarity of the device, let us say I will change this just negative and this positive, and it become reverse bias, and it is forward bias. So here base to emitter reverse and base to collector is forward, it become inverse active mode. So this device operate under inverse active mode, and hence it will act as an attenuator. What? Attenuator, just by changing the polarity. Now I am changing this polarity, I am making this negative and this positive, it become what? Reverse bias. And this is reverse, this also reverse, both are in reverse, means this device is operating on which mode? Cutoff mode, cutoff region. So hence it is acting like a switch off. So therefore now I will change this polarity, this negative to positive, and this is negative, it become what? Forward bias. It become forward bias. To base to emitter is forward, base to collector is reverse. So it is what? The device will operate in what mode? Active mode, and hence it will act as an amplifier. See, by just changing the polarity across the device, we are getting different application across the output of this electronic component. But in case of electrical component, just changing the polarity of voltage, we are not getting any change across the output, hence we are not generating different application. But here we are generating different application just by changing the polarity of voltage. So this is the magical, this is the miracle, or this is the beauty that is present, that is hidden inside the electronic component. So this is the beauty which make the electronics component different from electrical component. So this is all about the difference between electrical component and electronic component. Okay, so basic. The same like in case of MOSFET, if you see the MOSFET, from MOSFET you can make all resistor, capacitor, you can make both resistor and capacitor through MOSFET only. So this is another beauty of electronic component. So therefore this is the difference. Okay, this is the difference. So now we will see now in electronics, we will see about what the electron behavior. Actually, as we have seen already in case of electronics, by the definition of electronics, which tell us about what? Which tell us about the study of what? Study of behavior of electron. So it is very important to first study the behavior of electron, and for that behavior of electron we have to go where? We have to go the home of electron. Where is the home of electron? Home of electron is present where? Inside the atom. So that's why this is the reason that we want to go for what? We want to go in the house of electron. Okay, so because as we have seen that the electronics means it is the study about the flow of electron under the influence of what? Under the influence of electric field. So therefore first of all we have to study about